Knock knock, Mr. Camera. I think that you are just thinking, Mr. Dev, you are just putting certain tick marks and certain strike marks on a piece of paper. It's not exactly a piece of paper, Mr. Camera. It's a rating matrix. In fact, it's a interview rating matrix. Well, to all my viewers, those who are looking to me, those who are watching me, those who are listening to me very carefully at this moment, at this context, at this juncture. Now you all must be just thinking, what I am doing? This interview rating matrix wherein no candidate is there in front of me? Well, I was just demonstrating how an interviewer rate a candidate. Well, if you have known that I am today going to speak something about the interview basic etiquettes and the responses that you are going to give to all the questions been asked by the recruiter. Well, coming to the series of interview questions, coming to the series of all the interview manners, etiquettes and the FAQs, it's time to discuss certain important questions. 3 important questions which I'll be discussing today, wherein the ball is in the candidate's court. We call it as a corporate phrase. The ball is in your court. It indicates the decision lies with you. What you're going to speak, what you're going to do, what actions you are going to take is totally upon you. So hello everyone, your host, your coach, your mentor, Mr. Dev is here again in front of you. And today's point of discussion is such like 3 important questions wherein the ball is in your court to decide what to do, what to speak and how to speak. The first question, take note of it. If you are being hired today, how long would you work with us? Or we can just say this question in this manner, how long would you work with us if you are being hired today? यदि आपको ये जॉब आज दिया जाता है तो कितना दिन तक, कब तक हमारी कंपनी का साथ दोगे? How long would you work with us if you are being hired today? कब तक? We can't say जब तक है जान. We can't be so filmy in answering to this question. We have to genuinely answer the question in a very effective way. How long would you work with us if you are being hired today? It's a very common question. Most of the potential recruiters do ask this question to the candidates when they feel that the candidate is really eager and interested to work with us. But how long? What is his mindset? What is his decision to work with the company? The second question is such like, you can just take a note of it. Which is your ideal company and what is your ideal job? Which is your ideal company and what is your ideal job all about? Which company you treat as a role model for you and which industry or which sector you feel that this is my ideal job field. Now take note of the third question. What motivates you to work better in the industry? आपको क्या वो चीज है जो कि मोटिवेट करता है कि आप इंडस्ट्री में अच्छा काम करो? What motivates you to work better in the industry? Now there's 3 important questions. The decision lies with you. The first question, how long would you work with us if you are being hired today? कब तक हमारे कंपनी का आप साथ दोगे यदि आपको आज हम काम पे लेते हैं? Decision lies with you. Second question, which company is your ideal company and what job is your ideal job? कौन सा कंपनी आपका आइडियल कंपनी है और कौन सा जॉब आपका आइडियल जॉब है? Once again, which company and what job? The decision lies with you, the ball is in your court. And the third is most important. What motivates you to work better in the industry? आपको क्या वो चीज है जो कि इंडस्ट्री में अच्छा काम करने के लिए मोटिवेट करता है? क्या वो चीज है? क्या वो परिस्थिति है? या फिर क्या वो कार्य है जो कि आपको ज्यादा मोटिवेट करता है इंडस्ट्री में अच्छा काम करने के लिए? Again, the decision lies with you. The ball is in your court to decide. Just think of, क्या आंसर दूं? इस सवाल का मैं क्या आंसर दूं? इस सवाल का मैं क्या जवाब दूं जो कि रिक्रूटर को भी अच्छा लगे और कंपनी भी सोचे that this candidate is the right candidate for today's interview. Let us understand this. Let us deep root this and let us work on these 3 questions. I'll try to make the video a little shorter, but try to understand the questions are very impactful. We have to understand, we have to deep root the meaning of these all questions and then find out the appropriate answer. How long would you work with us if you are going to be hired today? यदि आपने कहा सर मैं 2 साल तक काम करना चाहता हूँ, मैं 5 सालों तक काम करना चाहता हूँ, आने वाले मेरे 5 साल कंपनी को देना चाहता हूँ, तो कोई सोचता होगा 6 महीने काम करूंगा सर, उसके बाद अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले तो मैं हमेशा उस कंपनी में ज्वाइन करना पसंद करूंगा। ये आपकी निजी बातें हैं। Keep it always within yourself. Never try to reveal the secret that what you are going to do with the company, how long you are going to stay with the company. No company is going to hire you if you are going to say I'm going to stay with you for the next 1 year, 2 years, maybe for 6 months, maybe for any period of time. जाहिर सी बात है, ये तो किसी भी कंपनी को पसंद नहीं आएगा। किसी भी कंपनी को क्या, किसी भी इंसान को पसंद नहीं आएगा that how long you are going to stay with the company if you are going to be hired today. So let me just tell you, dear all, if this sort of questions have been asked to you, deal with these questions very diplomatically. But what diplomatically, कैसे होना चाहिए, that's a matter. How you are going to deal with it very diplomatically, it's a point of question for today's discussion. यदि आप फ्रेशर हो या फिर एक्सपीरियंस्ड हो, अगर फ्रेशर हो तो फिर बोलना जो कि मैं फ्रेशर हूं, अगर एक्सपीरियंस्ड हो तो बोलना जो कि मैं एक्सपीरियंस्ड हूं. As I'm a fresher, I would obviously love to stay with the company for a long period of time. As I'm an experienced person and I know the know-how of working in an industry, I'll definitely love to work with the company for a long period of time. This should be your starting note. The way I'm just speaking, please take a note and a pen ready and take note of the lines. Most often, what happens? Your brain understands only the recent things and forgets all the things which has been said afterwards or maybe prior to that. So please try to take a note, my dear. As I'm a fresher, I would love to stay with the company for a long period of time. Or as I'm an experienced person and well known with the company's know-how, well known with the industrial practices, I'd love to stay with the company for a long period of time. कुछ clauses भी होने चाहिए. There must be certain clauses. There must be certain clues. There must be certain statements on the basis of which you should say your statement that I would love to stay with the company for a long period of time. And what are they? Just note it point by point. There are few basic important things in a company which definitely keeps a person to work for a long period of time. And the first component is the working environment, the working ambience, the working culture, the learning opportunities what a employee is going to get at every moment. He is going to encounter a new job, he is going to encounter a new assignment, he is going to encounter a new practice. Growth opportunity, the most important. If a person is growing, by the way, he is learning as well, he will definitely love to stay with the company for a long period of time. Wide exposure. If a person is working in production sector, Simultaneously, he has got certain new discipline of work, certain new dimension of work, or certain new verticals of work. Maybe to work with the manufacturing, maybe to work with the research and development, maybe to work with the design. Now, once a person is going to get a different domain verticals of operations, according to the skills, according to the abilities, and according to the potentials he carries with him, definitely he is never going to get disappointed with the same routine cycle of work or working abilities. Rather, he will be motivated each and every moment to get a new thing, a new exposure, a new dimension, a new vertical. So the question goes like this, and the answer says like this. Sir, I would definitely love to stay with the company for a long period of time as I'm a fresher. I would always request the company that if a nice working environment is there, definitely a person is going to stay with the company for a long period. Good working culture. Among the employees, there must be cooperative bond of relationship. Each one should support each other and give a cooperation to each other. The seniors should definitely give respect to the youngers, and this culture of working is always required in any industry. If the candidate or the new joinee is going to learn every new skills at every point of working operations, he will definitely stay motivated. Apart from this, if a wide exposure is given to him or her to work in different verticals of working operations, he or she would always stay motivated to work for a long period of time. And apart from all, growth opportunities promotes an employee to work better. These are some of the basic criteria on the basis of which a person would definitely love to stay with the company for a long period of time. And I would also go with the same pluses. Many people, they just think that if I'm an experienced, what should I say more? The same things, but a little twist of the starting note. Instead of saying as I'm a fresher, you can say as I'm an experienced person. I would definitely love to stay with the company for a long period of time. But at the same time, the company must have a nice working environment, a good working culture, cooperative team members, new learnings at every footprints, and at the same time, growth opportunity always motivates anyone to stay longer in the industry. Wide exposure also is a motivational factor to make the employee stay for a long period of time. Well, if you have got the answer to this question and taken the proper notes of it, I would say just go with the second question. Which is your ideal company and what is your ideal job? It's a similar type of question, but with a little change of the starting note, you can easily encounter the question in a similar pattern. Now, you would ask me, what could be the starting note for this question? The starting note for this question should be like this. Sir, as I'm a fresher, I would definitely say that every company for me is an ideal company. As I have no experience of working in any company, I do feel that every company can be an ideal company with certain criteria to be followed. A nice working environment, which is a most important priority of any company, any good company, any ideal company. Good working culture must be there, cooperative team members, wide exposure of working, new learnings at every footprints, growth opportunities, cooperative team, and the supportive seniors. Definitely, all this makes a company or an organization to be an ideal. And I do feel that the company wherein I'm going to sit for the interview do possess all these qualities. बातों ही बातों में आपने रिक्रूटर को एक लंबा सा लिस्ट थमा दिया. It is called diplomatically shifting the ball from your side to the recruiter's side. Recruiters ने आपसे पूछा, which is your ideal company, which is your ideal job, और आपने तुरंत ही अपने तरफ का बॉल स्विफ्टली ट्रांसफर कर दिया रिक्रूटर की तरफ और उसको एक लंबा चौड़ा सा लिस्ट थमा दिया और बोला, definitely your company must possess with all these qualities. So I do feel that no company turns to be an ideal company without having all these qualities. So these are all the basic requirements which makes a company to be an ideal one. This is called diplomacy. But while addressing to the recruiter, while addressing to the interviewer, your words should be honest, your inner mechanism should be diplomatic, and you should always filter those inner mechanisms while delivering it in front of the recruiter. And this is exactly called the skill to represent yourself. That is the reason I always used to say, what you speak is not very important. How you deliver that one is more important. Now, if you have understood this, let me just tell how an experienced person is going to address this question. So I do have the know-how of industries, working sectors and all. And with all my experience, I can just say that any company who turns to be an idol must possess all these basic qualities. A nice working environment, a good working culture, cooperative team members, supportive seniors, and organized subordinates, along with growth opportunities, new learnings at every footprint makes an industry to be an ideal one. And I do feel the company which I am going to give the interview must possess all these good qualities. These are the basic requirements of any industry to turn out as an ideal one. There is nothing called an MNC is an idol, a startup is not an idol. Any industry, maybe starting from the startup industries to the MNCs, those who possess all these qualities, they come under the category of an ideal company, and this is my belief. Apart from this, when you hit on to the question of ideal job, try to be a little manipulative here. You are going to join in a design industry and you are going to say production is my ideal job. You are going to join in a construction firm and you are telling design is my ideal job. Don't mismatch with the statements, my dear. If you are sitting for a particular job interview, that must be your ideal. Otherwise, it would be just thought that you are not focused towards your target. Rather, you are hitting to the bushes, not to the bullseye. So always try to hit to the bullseye instead of hitting to the bushes. Now, if you have understood the second question very effectively and taken a proper notes of it, let's move on to the third question. What motivates you to work better in an industry? क्या वो चीज है या फिर क्या वो कार्य है जो आपको ज्यादा से ज्यादा मोटिवेट करता है, उत्साहित करता है अच्छा काम करने के लिए? Let's know. Similar pattern. Sir, as I am a fresher, I would always stay motivated to work better in an industry, provided there is a nice working environment to work, good working culture, cooperative team members, supportive seniors, organized subordinates, and at the same time, if I do feel that the industry is following the safety norms and the safety protocols, definitely it motivates every employee to work better in the industry. At the same time, if new learnings are there, growth opportunities are there, wide exposure is there, new challenges are there, everyone is going to get motivated to work better in the industry. Apart from all, if the work proceeds of an employee is respected appropriately, rewarded appropriately, every time an employee is going to stay motivated to work better in the industry. Now you must say, Mr. Dave, you have added some more points to it, like new challenges, like safety protocols, and safety measures. These are the most important things in an industry which keeps an employee to stay motivated. Definitely, if safety protocols are not there, safety measures the industry is not taking, how to work safely in that industry. So it's the most important point to be taken. Second, challenges. There is a statement called N-O, no, challenge, no, success. K-N-O-W, no, challenge, K-N-O-W, no, success. यदि जिंदगी में चैलेंज नहीं तो सक्सेस बिल्कुल नहीं है। यदि आपने अपने चैलेंज को पहचान लिया तो सक्सेस को भी पहचान लिया। नो चैलेंज, नो सक्सेस। There is no success without a challenge in your life. Without identifying your challenge, you cannot identify your success. Both the statements are true, and this is an ethical dilemma. तो जिंदगी में चैलेंज बहुत ही जरूरी है और अपने चैलेंज को पहचानना अत्यंत आवश्यक है. Now, if you could have understood this, how challenges are important in our life. So, new challenges are again a very important point. At the same time, if you could have understood the last statement is quite very essential, जो सबके दिल की बात होती है कि हमको सैलरी अच्छा मिलना चाहिए, एक हैंडसम सैलरी मिलना चाहिए. Now, if you are going to say this directly, the word salary, nobody will be interested to hire you because people would just say this person is a fresher and is quite interested to take good salary, a handsome salary, without showcasing his skills and his abilities. So you can just say, apart from all the above conditions, if an employee is respected appropriately and rewarded appropriately with an appropriate amount of compensation, with a reasonable amount of compensation, definitely he will stay motivated to work better in the industry. Try to know how to speak. Salary बोलना थोड़ा सा गलत होता है, डायरेक्ट होता है और किसी किसी रिक्रूटर को आपको लगेगा कि आप बहुत ही मनी माइंडेड हो, यू आर अ वेरी मनी माइंडेड पर्सन एंड यू आर रियली कंसर्न्ड अबाउट द सैलरी. इंस्टेड ऑफ इफ यू आर गोइंग टू से अ राइट रिवॉर्ड इज अप्रोप्रिएटली अ राइट रिवॉर्ड which is appropriately given to an employee is definitely going to motivate him to work better in the industry. Try to know how you are going to represent the things in a proper way, in a proper form. So, 3 सवाल जो कि आज हमने डिस्कस किए. पहला नंबर, if you are being hired today, how long would you work with us? Or how long would you work with us if you are being hired today? Which is your ideal company and what is your ideal job all about? Number 3, what motivates you to work better in an industry? Strategy, I have already said you. Starting notes may little change. Take proper notes by once again watching the video from starting to ending, and you will definitely get the proper way of addressing your answers to the recruiter. There is one request to everyone. Do not copy paste exactly the lines. Try to apply your intellectual brain and try to find out what lines could suitably be the appropriate lines for your delivery. It's my perspective. Showcase your perspective just in front of the recruiter. Keep learning, keep growing. Stay happy. With all this, your host, your coach, and your mentor is resting here with. Thank you. We'll meet again in the next session wherein few more HR questions we'll be discussing. Thanks for watching.